Hey there everyone, welcome to another video. Great to see you and thanks for joining me for today's So What Now update. These are my sewing related updates. I will talk you through some new patterns that I recently purchased, some finished projects, a quick peek at that, as well as some sewing challenges. I think it's just as important to share with you and those who are learning how to sew my personal learning challenges and not just the successes that you go through, since successes are so often talked about. And for myself as well, you don't want to feel like that people only have successes, and we all have learning challenges as well when it comes to learning a new skill set. So I'll show you some that didn't quite work out so well, a couple things in progress, new patterns, new inspo for fall and winter 2017. I know it is like still warm out here, hence why I'm sitting outside, because it's quite stuffy inside the house. But I've been seeing all the shows, the fashion shows come out for the fall and winter, and I've been so inspired by a couple of them in particular. I want to share some color palettes with you as well, so hopefully this will be a really great video to get you inspired with your sewing. Get a snack, get a drink, that's your cue, and let's talk about some new updates. Let's start off with some of my finished sewing projects. Now, one of the things that you realize really quickly if you live on the West Coast is that there is a lot of wind and just general periods of chilliness altogether. Like early morning, or if you're going out at night, even though it might be warmer in the daytime, like warmer, not hot, but warmer, it does get a little chilly. And especially going into the fall and winter season, cardigans are definitely your best friend. All my West Coast people, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I figured I needed another cardigan, and instead of buying the really flimsy ones, which I like because they're thin and they're breathable but give you some sun coverage, but I don't like that they don't wear really well. They pill, they snag, they're not great quality in terms of fabric. So I went ahead and made myself a little kind of open front cardigan right here. This was adapted from another sewing pattern. I will insert it in the video right now, but I essentially omitted the shawl collar that was originally part of this cardigan since I didn't have enough fabric. And for the first time, I self-drafted an inner facing. I'm so proud. Now, there are some, lumps and bumps in here. It's not a perfect make, but it's pretty good, and I do love wearing it. I've worn it a couple of times already. I am still debating whether or not to do those solo videos, those short ones, to feature individual projects I finished. Let me know if you still want to see those, or you just don't mind seeing them like this in one of my sewing updates instead of the single solo videos like I've done previously. Either way, really like this. It's definitely more of a thicker knit, but I've worn it actually to the stores to go shopping, because when you go and get milk and yogurt and stuff, it's really chilly in the freezer section, so I'll always bring a little cardigan or something like this with me. So this was a really smooth make, although there were a lot of small and fine details to it. Next thing that is finished is my skirt. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in other sewing updates or weeklies updates before, but I am quite smitten with this one. I did a really good job, I think. I did a black one in this exact pattern last year. This is a retro 1970s double split skirt, so you've got a split in the front and a split in the back equally. Back zipper, waistband, I added the braided trim. I really just love the general design. I fell in love with the dusty pink fabric, and just for a little more fun, I added the underlining right here. So that's a little fun detail on the inside. Can't wait to wear this. I think this will pair really well with other colors already pre-existing in my wardrobe. Now, next thing is an unfinished item. I was hoping to get it done before this video, but didn't quite get to it. But I'll show you right here nonetheless. This is my Ogden Capsule. It is part of my 2017 Make 9 project. And I really just fell in love with the bee fabric, and I was so excited to use it, except I didn't know what to use it for. So I left it in the shops, and when it came time to make the Ogden cami, I knew the bee fabric was the one. Now, I wasn't expecting the fabric to be quite so thin, and it's a little hard to work with. But for a first timer, I think we did okay here. This is inside out right now, by the way. So what you're seeing right here, this is the inner lining. And I still have to attach the spaghetti straps for this camisole. But it's a V front and a V back. So it'll be really nice and breezy for the summer. Alright, let's talk about a sewing challenge. Because like I said, I think those are just as important to talk about. Just to make, you know, the learning process be real, because we are going to have challenges, whether it's the buttons or the zippers, or in my case, completely butchering the lovely seamwork Ariane sewing pattern. I was so excited about Ariane. It was beautiful. It had all these intricate details. I was going to make the one that's a bodycon slip. And it even had a great fabric. This was the brown fabric you've seen previously that I didn't know what to do with. I'm like, oh, let's go and make a slip with the stretchy brown fabric. Great idea. Except I underestimated how hard it was to put all the little bust pieces together. Like this one cup, shall we say, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces between the lining and the outside, and then it had this lingerie fabric. Lingerie elastic that was just really challenging to work with. The original asked for fold over lingerie elastic, and that completely did not work for me. I had a hard time holding the fabric and then holding the elastic and then getting the stitching straight. It was a nightmare. So by the time I got the two cups together and the dress together, I tried on and realized it is much too small. I needed to size up 1, if not 2 sizes, because it was just too tight and it wasn't comfortable to wear. So Ariane by Seamwork, this was completely not working out for me. Although I'm quite close to being done, I wouldn't be able to wear it anyway. So I think this one would just have to kind of go in the bin. So there is that. Alright, let's talk about 2 new sewing patterns that I've added to my collection. Really thrilled about them because one of them is a Vogue Dian Von Furstenberg collaboration, her iconic wrap dress from the 1970s. Now, if you are into vintage or retro sewing, you'll know that Vogue sewing patterns used to do a lot of big name collaborations. I mean, they still do designer collaborations now, but they're more of the mid-range designers. But back in the day, they did the big names. Bill Blass, I think they did Valentino, they did Balmain, they did who else did they do? Calvin Klein, they did I'm pretty sure they did Armani. I am pretty sure they did Anne Klein. Like, they did the big names. They did Donna Karan, and they did Dian Von Furstenberg. Now, there were actually a couple of dress pattern options I was looking at, and while the other ones may have fitted my style a little better, this one is iconic Dian, and I figured if I was going to get one, I wanted to get one that when people saw it, they knew it was a Dian. So this is it. I'm so excited about this one. This is an FF factory folded pattern, has not been used. It does come in my size, which is great. I don't have to make any major alterations except for, you know, the length of the sleeves and the length of the dress. So quite thrilled about this. Alright, in addition to that, I also picked up a Butterick quick and easy pattern. This is a throw over tunic dress, and I thought this would just be great for some easy fall and winter sewing when you just want to just put something over your body and call it a day. I thought this would be great. Again, I will have to do some alterations instead of, you know, in terms of shortening the body and the skirt and the sleeves. I'm getting quite a lot better at alterations, like simple pattern alterations, so I think this will be fine and quite an easy make as well. Alright, last thing, let's talk about inspo for fall and winter. I was so incredibly blown away by the color palette from the Chanel Fall and Winter 2017 Haute Couture collection. I will link the fashion show video down below for you so you can have a peek as well. But I love the color palette that Carl did, and it already incorporated some of the colors that's already in my personal wardrobe, like the navy and the pink. But I really love the contrast between the navy, and he did this bright, almost jewel toned teal in contrast with the navy, and then he did a copper with the navy, and it was just really stunning and beautiful. So the goal is to try and work some of those colors into my fall sewing. I generally sew based on kind of what fabrics they happen to have, but I really want some of those colors in my wardrobe. So I'm gonna have to go hunting specifically for those colors, and hopefully we will come up with something really good. So I think that's all of my updates for this video. Hope that you enjoyed them. If you got any questions and comments and requests, leave them down below for me in the comments to this video, and I can get back to you as soon as I can. Have a beautiful day, go outside, do something fun, and I will see you again next time. Take care. Bye.